Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numero Beta. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon, the Numero Beta. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now.
That's right, family. Make sure you book now. Your brother King Simon is in the building, family. Don't go nowhere. Woo, we got a special show for y'all tonight, today, this afternoon. We got a special show for you today. It's your brother King Simon right here, broadcasting live in Atlanta, Georgia. All over the world, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet Earth. We got Grandmasters Bill and Grandmaster Azziz, Abdul Azziz. Let me correct that. Abdul Azziz, a.k.a. Anthony Muhammad, going to be in the building. How to prepare for the gathering of the Grandmasters. Yeah, family, guess who's in the building? Let me give myself a round of applause. Yeah! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Yeah, man. Oh boy, we're gonna have a good show. I have to get right into it because these people are some busy people. But they're coming up at the top of the hour. It is now 2 minutes before the top of the hour. Just want to remind everybody, of course, what's coming up with King Simon, of course. First of all, I want to thank everybody for nominating me for the Forbidden Knowledge Award. Yes! For Author of the Year. And if you do want to continue to nominate me, please go and text this number 954-254-0086. That's 954-254-0086. Yes, I've been nominated for Author of the Year for my books, so I'm so proud of that. And of course, just want to remind people that, of course, we got this special show happening today. And then on May the 3rd, we have this Courtney Kane Slides, a spiritual medium that's going to be coming in. Can anyone tap into their spiritual guide? And don't forget, on the 5th and the 6th, we're going to be talking about this today, Gathering of the Grandmasters Part 3. That's going to be happening in Brooklyn, New York on the 5th and the 6th of May. So make sure y'all tune into that. And don't forget, if you're going to be in Atlanta, Georgia, the West End on May the 7th, I'm going to be speaking at the importance of staying motivated with your numbers. Remember, mathematics is Islam and Islam is mathematics, and it can always be proven to any given time. I'm telling you, family. So make sure you understand your math, which is your birthday and your name, and I can help you with that. Don't forget, I will be doing a big workshop with these great people, Aquarius Max, Lloyd Strayhorn, Nina Diamond, and Jackie Levine on August. In August, we're going to be there live and direct. And I'm going to be interviewing them on May the 10th, right here on my show, King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And don't forget, Adara Moselle is going to be coming in. Can practicing Tantra save our relationship? Please, that's going to be on Wednesday, May the 17th, right here. And don't forget, Reiki master, inspirational speaker, guide, and educator, Carrie Ann Ingram from out of Toronto, Canada, will be here on Sunday, May the 21st. And don't forget, Donnie Arcade, artist, actor, producer, and author, will be right here on May the 24th, live and direct. So I want everybody to make sure y'all tune into all the big shows that's coming up with me right here on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And let me big up one of my show sponsors, the one, the only Lloyd Strayhorn. Y'all remember him from WBLS, LIB, all of that. Lloyd Strayhorn, one of my teachers, of course, in the numerology. But remember, you could call him at 800-581-4401. That's 581-4401. And don't forget the 1-800. He's a world-renowned astronumerologist in Palmas. And we can book a session with him. You can do all of that. So big up to my brother, Lloyd Strayhorn. Woo! Now, without further ado, I got two family members that's about to come up, man. And when I say I got two family members, we go black. And we got two great grandmasters whom I've known since late 80s, early first in 1990, late 80s, 1990s. That's where I know them from. And from When Worlds Collide Dojo back in the day, we used to be there. Of course, I used to work for X-Men Security, and I see my GM Anthony is in the building. So, and of course, my GM Professor Bill is in the building. So let's welcome them with a well-deserved round of applause right here on the stage of King Simon Presents the one, the only GM McCloud and GM Azziz in the building. Us family. Us. Always good to have my family on. How you been? How y'all been?
Yeah, great. For me, I've been excellent, man, and it is such a pleasure. One, to be on your show, but to be in your company is always a blessing. And I have to start off with apologizing. I'm at a business conference, but there was no part of this conference more important than having a conference with you and Grandmaster Bill.
Oh man! Thank you, GM Azziz, Abdul Aziz, and congratulations to the new name, also the spiritual name that was given to you by the most honorable Elijah, our most honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan, my brother. Please.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
And GM Bill, what's up, my brother? How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm up here in the apple and stuff, trying to get all the seeds out that become stuff, but trying to keep one foot in front of the other. And on this event, hoping that this event be profitable in terms of spiritual people who come out to experience it.
That's right. That's right. This is the event that they're talking about, family. The Gathering of the Grandmasters 3. And remember, if you want to find out any information about that, please go to studymartialarts.com. That's studymartialarts.com, or get them a call at 718-210-3190. And that's 210-3190. And remember, it's happening May 5th, May 6th. All in Brooklyn, New York at 759 Washington Avenue. Must RSVP. I think Professor Bill just disappeared. I hope he's all right. But GM Anthony, while Professor Bill just disappeared, he moving like a ninja. It's all right. He moving like a ninja.
Yes, sir.
Until he's ready to come on. First of all, I see him coming back on. Let me get him back on. Okay, Professor Bill, you all right, sir? You disappeared on us, sir.
Yeah, a little technical thing that can't happen.
It's all right. Now, Professor Bill, you know, I know your Earth Strong is right around that area. Your birthday is going to be coming up right around that time, so that's good. And you're celebrating some great years. First of all, how important, and now the topic today, I want to let everybody know the topic that I've had, preparing for the gathering of the Grandmasters. What should people prepare for? What should people prepare to do? And how should people come out in respect of what y'all are going to be presenting on May 5th and May 6th? Professor Bill, please, GM Bill, please talk about it.
We want to talk about the use of force and energy that's being instructed by these grandmasters and masters amongst their students and the community that they come from and in. And the thing is that we who are masters and grandmasters have been around for years, and we have to be able to add value to people's lives and give them a clinical understanding of what martial arts is at this time and space that we are in.
Okay.
The martial arts has changed dramatically. The world around us has changed dramatically. And we have to structure what it is that we are in terms of the martial arts, in terms of this time and space that we are in. We want to be able to give a view of martial arts as being an instrument and a tool for the cultivation of the totality of the person's being. Not just the kicking and punching. Kicking and punching is we have three things: concept, principles, philosophy, and drills. The drills are the end product of concept, principles, and philosophy that governs the foundation that we stand on. So, and also, there's a lot of us in the community of martial arts who are bricks. We are strong in our particular area that we are in, right?
Yes, sir.
But if we can't gather these bricks together to create an edifice that would stand after we are no longer here, we just happen to be in the courtyards, scattered bricks in the courtyards of possibility. Right? So we have to take these bricks, bring them together, and structure an edifice and a blueprint for those who are going to come behind us.
Yes. Let's give that a round of applause for even, you know, Professor Bill always got lyrics, boy. He got some lyrics for us. I love the lyrics, and he's always had lyrics for us for years upon years. And I want to preface this because, family, what they have taught me and many others around the world, coming from the legacy of Grand Professor V, of course, Dr. Great Supreme Dr. Moses Powell, of course, Soke Littlejohn, and all the greats that has followed in that lineage. You know, what they have shared with all of us on the mat have saved our lives, not only physically but also spiritually, because it allows us to keep the quote unquote general orders in our head, like GM Anthony and that's going to come up and talk about it, because, you know, the general orders, even in the Nation of Islam, was very helpful to not just for the temple itself, but also the body temple. And even our creed, as we walk in peace. That's a prayer for us, you know, and that I've been saying that prayer since 89, 90. So I know what that is. So GM Anthony, or GM Abdul Aziz, tell them about why is it so important for preparing for this gathering of Grandmasters Part 3? And I know you do a lot of different workshops and national training, and we're going to talk about that also. Why is it so important for the people to come out and enjoy this great event?
Well, it's tremendously important because, first of all, Grandmaster Bill McCloud is an individual who is constantly and really always thinking about how to aid the community in making themselves better. And when he's dealing with the Grandmasters, he's not just dealing with an individual. In fact, it's like this. You know, it's said that when you teach a woman, or when you teach a man, you teach an individual. Right. But when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. Right. See, we who are Grandmasters, or so-called Grandmasters, we are classified in this way. And you know, I always say that, you know, even though I'm called that, I just pray that that I can become the person that I think I am. But in terms of the Grandmasters, we are those who give birth to others. So as we are as women in that sense, where when you teach or you give something or something comes from a Grandmaster, it should be giving to one who gives birth to others. So it's so important. See, he's not just dealing with teaching an individual. He's teaching, or the teachings that he's bringing about is bringing us to the table. Yes. So, and to the mat where we can share what we have naturally with everyone that comes. So our job is to birth others in the right mind. So that's where Grandmaster Bill is always coming from. His conversation is always that. So that in that particular sense. And then now you were mentioning the general orders. You know, the general orders is something that I operate off of all the time, as you know, you know, and the first of the general orders is to take charge of this post. Okay, well, what post do you have? What is your responsibility? Whatever it is in life, you need to take charge of it and walk it in a perfect manner, keeping always on the alert. So you want to take charge of your post. You know, you want to walk your post in a perfect manner. You want to, you know, when you find yourself getting into issues that are contrary, you want to report all violations, you understand, of orders that we're instructed to enforce. So anyway, it's a necessary structure that if you understand it, you should abide by it, because it keeps you structured, it keeps you moving in the right direction, it keeps you thinking about the right thing. So when something comes up that's contrary to the way you believe or you think, you can gain control over it and do what is necessary in that way, if that makes sense.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Get that around the applause, brother. Of course. It makes a lot of sense. And those that are just coming in for the first time, welcome to King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Please thumb up and share and like this broadcast to build the algorithms. Remember, sharing is caring, family. And the important information that we're giving here about this great event, I just want to keep on reminding you how important it is to be at this event. RSVP now at studymartialarts.com. That's studymartialarts.com, or you could call them right now, because I know this is going to be, people are going to be watching this over and over and over again. 718-210-3190. They got prices for those that want to participate. They got spectators prices. They got all of that on the website. They're going to be some great grandmasters, not just these two, but Soke Littlejohn will be there. GM George Logan is going to be there. GM David James is going to be there. Sabonin David Hibbert is going to be there. Sijo Abdul Mutakabir is going to be there. GM Tom Curry, I haven't seen him in a while. Also, Master Warrington Hudlin, GM Lou Ferreira. Also, Tasaria Kaseel is going to be there. Also, Professor James Sims Muhammad is going to be there. I also heard that GM Dan McEady is going to be there from under Angelic System, who also studied under Master Duncan and various others. So it's going to be a lot of great people there, family. Y'all got to be there for 2 days. It's 2 days. It's not too much for y'all to come on out and enjoy what's going on, because it's going to be too hardcore for most of y'all. But if you're just going to be a spectator, go out there and just watch and enjoy and take it in, the information, because they're not only going to show you the martial arts from a physical aspect, using the hands, but also from an art of war aspect, where you use your mind also, and the importance. And that's what I loved about the classes at When Worlds Collide back in the day. And of course, at Professor GM Bill, because he taught my sons, and a few of my children have been out there. And of course, starting over at When Worlds Collide years ago, that you always employ the creed to the children of responsibility, because it's a responsible thing. Professor Bill, how important was it to always implement the creed, that as we walk in peace, to the young fellas? Because I know we had to change it up, because we say to the death at the end, but sometimes you have to change it up and be careful with the children. But to the young folk, how important was it from both of y'all perspective? I'm going to ask Professor Bill first. How important was it to implement the creed and to get that into their head? Because this is what the gathering is all about. Please.
Well, I think that, it's very important if we're not programming our children in this time and place that we are in, somebody else is. So the creed is extremely important.
Yes.
Most of our children who go to public institution schools for learning, they are programmed with the creed of pledging allegiance to,
yes,
that could be or may not be instrumental to their development, cultivation. So it's important for us,
that's right,
to start programming this creed, particularly as I walk in the valley of the shadow of death.
Fear no evil.
I fear evil.
That's right.
Right? And I walk in peace,
Yes.
And fear will not prevail, right? And so we had the creed that says a man, a woman, of martial arts
Yep.
is a man or woman who thinks at all times.
That's right.
And he or she possesses character, integrity, morality, humility, discipline, respect, and courtesy.
Yes.
So these codes and creeds help to develop the indwelling person to be able to fit in this world in which we live now, time in which we live.
Yes.
So some of the things that I say to my kids when I teach them is exactly what I just said to you. And I ask them, have you ever heard these creeds before any place in your educational institutions that you guys come out and every last one of them say no?
Exactly.
Because, you know, if we're not programming our children be able to understand who they are, what they are, where they are in this time and place that we're in, somebody else is doing it and it's not going to be to our benefit. So we have to leave a blueprint. So getting back to even mastering, it's extremely to master things that are constantly changing. So you have to always upgrade whatever you consider yourself to be mastered. One of the things that you can't, that's always prevalent is fundamentals and basics. So we want to make sure as we expound these creeds that we lay down the foundation and the basics of which it's the ABCs of martial arts. It's 26 letters in the alphabet, right? And it's 26 letters. They're all kinds of ways. So we want to lay these creeds down so that these children, as they evolve in this time and place, particularly in regards to this technology that's being imposed on us, you know, they have pillars and foundations to stand on.
Yes, yes. Thank you very much for that. Let's give that a round of applause, family. From GM Anthony, your perspective, please share your perspective about the creed and the importance of that creed, because I know you basically concur with what GM Bill says, but let's see from your perspective, because you're also under an organization that also have their creeds too, please.
Yes. Well, thank you very much for that. First off, the creed, as Grandmaster Bill was saying, you know, you have to present to them. Now, everyone that's listening has to know that when the mind hears something, it is said that if you hear it 9 times, it is forever in your brain, in your thinking. You cannot get rid of it. So the question is, how much are you hearing of good and how much are you hearing of bad? So advertisers understand that they want you to constantly hear various things, and we got to know that advertisers, they are advertisers for everything. And there are advertisers for wrong, you know, so it's not just advertising products that are for eating and whatnot, but there are those who are advertising their ideologies and things that will change the consciousness, which also changes the community, you see. So we have to constantly be presenting to our youth and to each of us things that is going to nurture you and make you better. So we say, as we walk in peace. Okay, well, that's the beginning of it. You know, as we walk in peace, and fear will not prevail. It's not going to overtake us. It's not going to overpower us, you know, but you got to be thinking about peace as much as you possibly can. You have to be hearing it, because there's so much that's taken us into a mindset of war. But remember, if you have peace in your mind, that is a war mindset against that which is going to be contrary to our survival. So as we walk in peace, and fear will not prevail. We are not the aggressors.
Yes, sir.
See, being an aggressor doesn't mean that you won't defend yourself. It only means that you're not starting it. You know, so we're not the aggressors. But if we are attacked, we fight with those who fight with us. Now, you mentioned, you know, yes, we as adults, we say we fight to the death because we're talking about the death of anything that is contrary, not so much the physical death. It's not just that, but it's the death. Anyone who is thinking negatively, we want to fight to the end of such a thing. So for the children, we say, we don't present to them death. We say finish. You know, we fight to the finish. Okay, see, so what does that mean? That means that thing again ends. Whatever it is, if it's a physical fight, we will fight to the end, and that means to the end of that which has acted on in a negative way to us. We fight to the finish. So we want them to understand that you're not going to stop before you close that situation that has been presented, whether there's a thought, whether it is a physical action, whatever it is, we're going to the finish, and we're going to end it, and we're going to move about our business.
Powerful. I chose two of the best to come on here and explain it. Our family, those that are just tuning in, I want to remind everyone, please go to studymartialarts.com for this major event happening for 2 days. That's May 5th and May 6th at 2 different locations. I want people to see that, because on May 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. is at 759 Washington Avenue on the 2nd floor in Brooklyn, New York. And then on Saturday, May the 6th, from 3 to 6 p.m. is going to be at Sabonim's place, David Herbert place at 1120 Washington Avenue on the 3rd floor, his new venue. So give him a round of applause. He's always the adamant businessman. Enough respect to Sabonim all the time. He always the great businessman. I love him. He keeps that business popping, bro. He keeps it moving.
That's right.
Yeah, I love it, brother. And those that are just tuning in and y'all don't know who I am speaking with, we are speaking to the one, the only GM Bill McCloud, of course, Chief Professor and Grandmaster of Martial Arts from the Snookus family, Snookus Root Jiu-Jitsu family. And please register via and don't forget VSK. I forgot to put VSK also. And don't forget to register via www.studymartialarts.com or call 718-210-3190. And we are speaking to our dear brother from out of Chi-Town. He's in Chi-Town now, but you know what it is. GM McCloud Azziz, Anthony Muhammad, Assistant Supreme Captain and National Trainer of the Nation of Islam. And of course, the website is this the right website, GM Anthony? The VSKJujitsu.com. Is that the right website? VSK?
Yeah, THE. VSKJujitsu.com. Yes, sir.
I got it. That's one. I want to make sure y'all go to that website and check out what he's doing over there with all the great people. Now, you know, I remember we all attending the Wesley Snipes Master of the Martial Arts. And I've wanted because a lot of the brothers and sisters that were there are not here today. Let's put it like that. Because I remember I was with the Snookus family, and I was sitting with Chris, your brother Chris, Professor Chris, Dr. Moses Powell, of course, the late, great Dr. Moses Powell. Le Puppet was there, the great Thomas Le Puppet. George Cofield was there. I was in awe seeing all these people. I'm like, oh my God, the legends. Master Duncan was there. I mean, Rico Guy was there. Kalindi was there. Since this whole pandemic from what happened, and we losing a lot within the last 10 to 15 years, what has changed now as far as the martial arts world to y'all? What has really changed? Because back in the day, especially in the late 80s, 90s, when training martial arts, we had to do an extreme amount of horse stand for like 45 minutes to an hour. I don't see them doing that the same way we used to do headstands, stand upside down. I don't see people doing that anymore. What has changed? And I know y'all are still old school, but I know certain things have to be refined. Tell the people what has changed, or has anything changed since those times, old school times? Y'all was there even before that. So, please, let's talk about that, the transition from those days to the late 80s into the 90s to now, please. Professor Bill, let's start with you.
Well, what has happened is that there has been a commercial aspect to the martial arts. And I think that along the way, the code of Bushido arts has gotten kind of lost. You got to remember that martial arts is a spiritual institution as well as a physical institution.
Yes.
Right? And so what has happened with this technology and stuff that we see with the MMA and the fighting and that type of thing, in this time slot that we are in, and you know, on some real talk, they're telling us that what we are looking at this time is the reality of martial arts. Right? This is why it's so important with this gathering of Grandmasters to talk about who they are in relationship to this. Because they're telling us that what we see is the ultimate way of defending ourselves. But in our communities where we live at, we are not being witness to any of this type of stuff happening. So for us, I feel that martial arts have to reflect our reality, time, and the place that we are in.
Yes.
And I strongly feel, and me and my brother Grandmaster Anthony, and we talk about this all the time, how important it was. Our teachers are most relevant now.
Yes.
At this time that we are in, more so than any other time.
Yes.
Because what they brought to the community of martial arts was the art of survival.
Yes.
Right? And now, you know, most of the schools, you know, you go into them and they're so commercially structured and oriented that you can't have the same type of training that we used to have at World Collide.
Yes, sir. No, sir. I remember being on a movie set and Wayne beat me up on the concrete. May he rest in peace.
That's right.
While they were taking breaks, whooping me up. And let me tell you, Jim Anthony, I still dream about Wayne coming to beat me up. So I mean, my fingers was ripped apart by Wade. And I have to say this before I send it to you, Jim Azziz. I remember, you know, being in security, had to protect Spike and all that from people that wanted to attack. But when we got to the buildings and apartment buildings, I got attacked. Me and my partner at that time, I forgot, my brother Kevin, got attacked by a hypodermic needle, a guy with hypodermic, and those moves, those quick moves, those particular moves helped us to survive in an elevator attack. I gotta tell people how important studying and having the mental fortitude to deal with somebody attacking you in small compounds, elevators in Manhattan while doing security. And I thank both of you for sharing the gift of just knowing the basics, because I never really became any black belt. But I remember Dr. Powell saying to me while he was getting his haircut with one of your brothers in the world when worlds collide, he said, master the basics, Brother Simon. I know you're always traveling and doing reggae shows and all that, but master the basic. It will help you anywhere in the world. And that's right. And I can really attest that it saved my life. Elevators saved me life in Canada. The rollout saved me life. I almost got hit by a car after somebody robbed the bus, and I started chasing, but I slipped because the rain was on and the car was coming as I slipped, and the rollout got me out of the way. So wow. All of this is true stuff to tell people that I had to defend. And even when my mother got attacked by police officers because she was held in a hospital, they came, they grabbed my mother, I grabbed them. And police officers attacked me. And I remember Doc saying, and you saying, and Soke saying, watch your back. I backed up against the wall, and I didn't hit him. I just was moving him out of the way and getting until my mother screaming, and I gave myself up. And that helped make me survive. Because when they took me to the courtroom, they said, he didn't hit us. He just moved us out the way.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Took me to the police, and they released me under that because I stayed in jail for like the whole weekend. You know, when you get locked up on a Friday, we got stayed. You know, because you was in Central Booking. You know, you worked at Rikers Island. You worked all of that, so you know what it is. So,
yes, sir.
But going to you, GM Anthony. The whole premise of what's going on in the world of martial arts and why it's changed from that time, because you've been studying from when you was 8 or 10 years of age, right? How old were you when you started?
Yeah, 9.
9. Yes,
in particular.
And
with Doc.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been on there when it was deep. You know, when they was training hard. Why the change, and can you still implement it to those true students at all? And as far as that's concerned. You know.
Well, thank you for the question, because it's really an important question. Yes. What do I think the difference is and whatnot? See, when we look at the level that is just visible, we think it's just people. It's not. It is a culture that has been changed. Mm-hmm. There was a concept of mind that was present during that time. You heard Grandmaster Bill mentioning, in this time that we're in, see, something that the minister has said, and he said the time and what must be done. So that means that in various periods of time, different things has to be done, just like in a technique. I mean, depending upon the person's height and the person's weight, it's going to require you to do something different. You may change an element because of the time, and which says that this is what you must do. So in terms of that time that we came from, that time, that was an element or a time period where people really was looking to save their life. It was a serious time. So the pressure that is put on a person that understands that can be greater than one who is doing it for the sake of, from the sake of just being exercising. You see, I just want to be fit. Yes. Fit and saving your life will create a different mindset. Yes. So I got to say that there are people or those who control climates in the community. Yeah. So what has happened for the youth in the community? Once upon a time, we had PALs, we had community centers all over the place. Okay, well, remember those things have been taken away. So that created a climate or a different mindset. We don't have the ability to learn all of the things. You go to PAL back in the day, you learned boxing and there was always something in there. You had other community centers, St. John's Recreation Center in New York, in Brooklyn, where Doc taught, I taught, others have taught in that location. That's right. So again, you got to understand that whoever controls the society and the climate, whoever is able to pull those things out and put those things in are the ones that can determine what should happen. Well, look at what happens with families, okay, where the power of the mother and the father have been taken away from them. Right. So they create a climate. Yes. So all of that's martial arts too, and those old schoolers who had it ingrained in them, they have been passing one by one, and because they've passed, now the ones who are younger coming up, they don't have the same level of fortitude and commitment to, I won't say commitment, but the fortitude and the mind of producing an element in the children that is about saving life and not just the individual life, but the community's life. See, so it's just different now. And that's what has produced it. Well, they didn't go to commercial only because they just went commercial. They went commercial because they took the depth of what we were training for and made it different. So now, yes, that's where we are now. Yes, you know, yes. And those that are coming up are not coming up with that kind of fortitude to make that type of thing happen.
You know, you give that a round of applause for both of you and your answer. You know, speaking on family, your niece is here. Happy birthday, Latifah Muhammad. Today is her birthday. I know today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Latifah. That's my girl. I just spoke about your father, Sean Wayne, and how he still beats me up in the dreams. and of course, that's Wayne's daughter, Sean Wayne's, and of course, big up to James Sims Muhammad. Also, Professor James Sims is in the building. Give him a round of applause. Okay. And I got to big up our holistic healer, Dr. Shakira Moore, who's under Dan McEady, who's GM Dan McEady, who also be participating in the Grandmaster Martial Arts. She's also on the line. Okay, Latifah saying thank you. You're welcome, young lady. Happy birthday to you, man.
Love you, Latifah.
We love you, girl. And I know your sister Michelle's birthday was just passed too. Happy birthday, belated birthday to Michelle too. So
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Yes, because my mother's birthday is April 21st. I remember we used to talk about whose birthday was at the When Worlds Collide back in the day. With your mother, your late great mom, who used to be there with us.
Man,
I miss mom, man. Mom was
indeed.
Mom, man.
yes.
See, that goes. See, I'm telling people how far I go back. I go back.
That's right.
And you know, and I'm glad that y'all kept it in the family, because still, if I haven't been to your dojo in Chicago as of yet, GM Anthony, but when I go to Professor Bill's spot, the family's always coming. Oh, they come back. Even some of the children come to look him, check him out, and just I'm so happy that y'all kept that family. Even with Osei, Professor Osei, the children always come back, and so get Little John. They always come back to see them, to make sure y'all are doing good. Y'all are all right. But this might be a little controversial just before we move on, but I want to remind people, I want y'all to go to studymartialarts.com for the big event happening for 2 days straight, man. And it's going to happen not only on May the 5th at one place at 759 Washington Avenue, that's a Friday, on the second floor in Brooklyn, but also on Saturday, May the 6th. On 1120 Washington Avenue on the third floor. And let me show that flyer once again. You know, there it is, family. Make sure you RSVP now. StudyMartialArts.com, StudyMartialArts.com, 718-210-3190. So, family, there's so much going on. And, you know, me and Professor Bill talk about it behind the scenes. And this could be because they've already thrown it out there. When is the complete Sanukas family going to unite and just be one? When is this going to happen, family? Please.
Well,
who wants to answer? Go ahead, Professor Bill, please.
Ask that.
Yes.
And this is what this is about.
Yes, please.
And, you know, you have to use allegories to try to affect the consciousness of people. Mm. Yes, family, we have different bricks.
Yes.
But you're not important as a brick unless you can fit into an edifice that we can build. Mm. Right? So yes, you're a brick, and you probably can throw your brick and hurt somebody with it. But it's insignificant because you end up scattered in the courtyard of possibilities.
Yes.
Right? And this is important for us to understand, particularly at this time that we are in.
Yes.
The importance of us taking these bricks and building something collectively.
Yes.
One of us is not as great as all of us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know, and this is what we need to come to understand. None of us are getting out of here alive.
Not at all.
A blueprint that we came through here and we left a legacy for these children that's coming behind us to stand on. Because otherwise, if we're not giving them the blueprint, somebody else.
Yes.
And the blueprint that they're given, from what I'm seeing now, especially with the social media, is taking them into the valley of the shadow of darkness, into an abyss. Mm. Mm. And we have to understand that. So for us to be like, you know, yeah, I'm a brick over here, and the other one, yeah, I'm a brick over here. Names divide us.
Yeah.
Right? Here goes the simple thing here. If it wasn't for V and Moses Powell, we wouldn't even be having this conversation.
Exactly. Get that around the world. Get that around the world. That's right. Please. I want to.
We wouldn't even know each other.
Exactly.
So however we know each other that creates the division, we need to have an understanding of that, and get that out of the way, man.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, youth is a time of ignorance and arrogance.
Yes.
Yo, we've all grown to this point where we at in life, and you know we need to take those old clothes off.
That's
and
right.
put some new gear so we can go into this
exactly
our life, man. Like
exactly.
You know, I call GM regular all the time. I'm telling him, yo, come on, man, I'm short. big
up to Cheryl Powell. That's Dr. Moses Powell's daughter. Big up to Cheryl in the building. Big up to Cheryl Powell, Dr. Moses Powell's daughter. Big up to her. She's in the building. Big up to her. Always. Cheryl, always love you, Cheryl. Pleasure. Thank you. Yeah. Go ahead, Professor.
Enough of the craziness, man. You know,
enough of it, man.
Like I said, one of us is not as great as all of us. You know? Especially now. There was a time when you could have been in division war. No, this is not the time.
That's right.
Our consciences have to change, man, to reflect this time that we're in.
I mean, and before I give it to you, Abdul Aziz, or GM Abdul, it's such a beautiful system of simplicity and flow, man. Streetology, just protect. It helped, even if you know the basics. It will help you survive.
Yes,
it's a school of survival for real. You know, and I've been in it from 90s. Before that, I was in the Ansar community and all that studying karate and Wing Chun and all that stuff. But when you got into Sanukas or V-Jitsu and all that kind of stuff, you feel the flow, and you feel you can, you know, when you touch that person, you got them for real. You know, and,
that's right.
You know, so GM, you know, please talk about that. We got to unify this thing back again, man. It got to come back, and maybe it's going to happen in the youth, like of course, like Shion Imhotep or Professor Zahalia. Maybe it's going to happen in the youth, or your children, or Professor Bill's children, or the grandchildren. Maybe it's going to happen then. So, what do you say about that, Professor GM Anthony? Please, GM.
Yeah, there's a scripture prayer. It says, by the time, surely man is in loss, except those who enjoin one another to truth, and enjoin one another to patience.
Yes.
So in that, I say that because, you know, we all have a responsibility that as long as ego is present, we can never have unity, because the ego is about the self.
Yes.
And when you're talking about unity, you sacrifice yourself for others. Yes. So if you're not ready to sacrifice yourself for others, we can never have unity completely. But this is the thing. Complete unity is those of like minds.
Yes.
So we may not have everybody who says that they are, but we will have everyone who says we want to be together.
Yes.
Then, you know, because even in the scriptures, you in Islam, even those who were the Muslims that were going to war,
yes,
every one of them, there were things that were presented to them where they were tested, and we found that some of them were not the ones that had to go further into the battle. You know, so we got to understand that everybody's not going to be together, but everybody that we need to consider are those who have like minds,
yes, and
will reduce and relieve their ego for the sake of what it is that we're looking to accomplish. So that's the unity. The unity is in all like-minded people.
Like-minded people. Yes, that makes sense. Make a lot of sense. You know, in the study of the Kabbalah, it says that in etymology, the word man is mind. So when you have like mind, that's when all man and woman come together and become one. So that
Yes, sir.
I love that you preface that. Also want to say happy belated birthday to GM Lumumba. That's right. His birthday was yesterday. I did text him yesterday for his birthday. Grandmaster Lumumba, of course, you got to respect him. He out there, he doing his thing. I know he's in the hospital, so enough respect to him. And I hope he gets better and whatever he's and hope he's taking care of himself. And of course, happy birthday to him. And thank you. Before we close out, because we only got 15 more minutes before the top of the hour, and I want to make sure that we stress that people come to the event happening on May the 5th and May the 6th. 2 different locations, family. A lot of great grandmasters are going to be there. Also, GM, I understand that you got something coming up too. I see something coming up on May the 13th. Is that correct? Want to make sure that's coming up. That's what's happening. May the 13th, Saturday. Is that true?
Yes. Well, I will be in Kansas City.
Yes.
One of my students is doing a seminar there. It's going to be awesome. So I'll be there in Kansas City. Then I'm going to be right there with my brother, Grandmaster Bill, in New York, and I'm going from New York to Dallas, Texas.
That's the Dallas.
I'll be in Dallas the week after that, and I believe that there may be something else coming up in New York, but nonetheless, I'm moving around. My job is to keep on promoting the concept of Doc. I will continue to do that and continue to represent him, and that is what my students are doing, and I'm building from that. So, thank you.
Well, I want to thank you very much for coming on. I'm gonna let you go because I know you're in a conference, and I want to make sure I'll finish off with Professor Bill. But again, GM Abdul Azziz, I got your number. We gotta stay in touch, Baba. We gotta stay in touch. I love you. Last time I ran into him, Minister Farrakhan was in Harlem, and I cried right in front of him. I just started crying because it's just seeing my bigger brother coming and giving them that brace, and just go seeing you, and then seeing your son Umar after going through what he went through, man. It was just good to see him and all of that.
Well, he's the last man standing.
Wow.
He's the last man standing. There is no one that has a longer reputation and is of those who have done, and he has never given up on his people. And he's just the last man standing.
I do have this magazine, sir, the Deadly Arts of
Yes.
Both of y'all are in this. Y'all are both in it. I text you. I don't know if you know it was me. And I text you the magazine cover. I text you the magazine cover. And I just...
Man. Thank you. Yeah, they can get it from Amazon.
Yeah, they can get it from Amazon. Well, beloved, assalamu alaikum. You be safe out there. I ran into Brother Chris earlier, and while I was in New York. I live in Georgia now, so I'm gonna definitely run down to Sidhu one day. Sidhu, I bought his book. Sidhu Mutaka Bey, I bought his book. Can't wait for your book to come out, GM. When your book coming out? I don't know why you
coming out soon. It's coming out. Yes.
All right, GM. Love you, man. All right, take care, GM.
Love you too. Yes, sir.
Peace. Yes, that's our beloved brother, GM Abdul Azziz. I want to close out with my brother here, man, Professor Bill. What can people expect for this, and what time should they get there? Should they get there on time, right before it starts? What time they should get there? Our people, they got CP time. That's their own time. So what time should they expect, and what can people expect? Please.
Early and stay late.
Exactly.
Friday it starts at 7, so if they get here around 5 or 6, it's all good. Saturday it starts at 3, so if they get there around 2 or 1, it's all good.
Yes, sir.
Early and stay late, and let's build and try to make everything better for all of us.
Yes.
So that's the premise of things about the use of energy and force. What does that mean? Mm-hmm. Every day that you breathe in and out, you're practicing the use of energy inside of your being. Mm-hmm. You need to give that understanding to other people as well.
Yes.
That we understand these people who are considered to be masters of master means that you have you have a PhD understanding of basics.
Yes.
Nothing more.
Yes.
Professor said one time, and I'm quoting, he says that there's no such a thing as advanced technique. It's only a combination of basics.
Yes. Yes.
Right? And your understanding of these basics, and everybody may have a different expression of the fundamentals and basics, but it's still basics. And your mastery only means that. And even the concept of black belt is just a beginner of understanding the fundamentals and basics of what they have studied.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Baba, I want to thank you. Everybody go to this website, of course, studymartialarts.com. And again, you can see it. Easy to register. Just press the registration button. All of that. You also find out about their programs, their schedules, and how to contact them. It says here, no one wants conflict with a violent person that becomes more than talk. Whether you've had a nagging interest in martial arts or are a seasoned vet, this is for you. Be prepared for fun. Bring sweatpants or your school's gi to participate in this interactive meeting of the masters. Let's give that a round of applause. Woo! And you coming from a spiritual perspective and a physical perspective. I love you, Professor Bill, for what you've done and what Chief Professor. I know they used to call you Chief Professor back in the day.
Much for this opportunity, Simon.
I love you, man. You know that, brother. I'll come and see you.
Couple stuff for the community and in the community.
Yes, yes.
I sing your praises. I remember I knew you back before you became king. You was
Simon Templar. Radio, reggae, everything, television, doing everything. But like I said earlier, the arts, just those basics helped me out in reggae shows, reggae parties, all of that madness that's going on. I wasn't a smoker or drinker, so being in them parties and knowing what I know, I was able to practice the art of war of not fighting, but just being in the mix and knowing how to manipulate energy. You know how we do, Professor. But I love you, man, and thank you very much for joining me and coming on, man. And I can't wait to see you again when I come out there. Appreciate you, brother. And we'll talk, all right? You be safe, okay?
Peace.
All right, peace. That's right. That's our GL, Bill McCloud. That's right. We love him. We love our brothers. We love him. I want to thank both of them for coming on. GM, remember, go to their website, studymartialarts.com, and give them a call, 718-210-3190. That's 718-210-3190. Big up to Abdul Hakim also and all the great ones that's going to be coming out. It's going to be a memorable moment. Big up to my brother, Professor James Sims, Muhammad Mahdi from out of Delaware. Big up to Wilmington, Delaware crew. Big up to the beautiful Cheryl Powell, one of the beautiful daughters of Dr. Moses Powell. I'll have to interview her because she's a nurse doing her thing. Big up to Holistic Healing, of course. Looking forward to meeting all the powerful Grandmasters. Yes, beautiful. Can't wait till you see him. Big up to and happy birthday to the daughter of one of my trainers at the movie sets and all over the place, beating me up. Shion Wayne, Muhammad's daughter, Latifa Muhammad. Today's her birthday. Man. Woo, man. This was fun. Happy belated birthday to GM Lumumba also, of course. Love you, Cheryl. You know the deal. We need to talk. I need to get your number. You need to text me your number. I think I only have your other sister's number, but text me your number on the DM. If you, not the DM, hit me up on the on Messenger, Facebook Messenger, And again, family, this has been your brother King Simon. And let me make sure that I pay my disclaimer. Let me play the disclaimer. Please pardon me. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. That's right. You got to put your disclaimers out there just in case, because this is a sensitive society. So you got to be at least alert to the sensitivities of this society. All right. Family, again, want to thank each and every one of y'all for coming up. Again, that is the website for the gathering of the Grandmasters. So many Grandmasters are going to be there. And the first time appearing at the gathering of the Grandmasters is going to be Grandmaster Dan McEady. I can't wait to, I think they're doing also a video online presentation. I'm not sure if they're doing it at the first day or the second day, but I know they're supposed to be doing something, or they might just be recording it. So please go to the website. Please go to the website and show them some love. There's the website, studymartialarts.com, studymartialarts.com. And 2 days, February, it's going to be February, Friday, May the 5th, and Saturday, May the 6th. Friday, May the 5th from 7 to 9 p.m. at 759 Washington Avenue, second floor, Brooklyn, New York. And Saturday, May the 6th from 3 to 6 p.m., 1120 Washington Avenue, on the third floor. And that's going to be all in Brooklyn, New York. Go to studymartialarts.com. I want to thank both GM Abdul Anthony Azziz, Abdul Aziz Anthony Muhammad, Assistant Supreme Captain and National Trainer of the Nation of Islam. Make sure you go to his website, the VSK Jiu-Jitsu. That's the VSK Jiu-Jitsu website. And again, to Professor Bill's website is studymartialarts.com. That's studymartialarts.com. Okay. Great. Before we close out, make sure play some of this music in the background. This music and tuning in and locking in. This is your brother King Simon, right here broadcasting from out of Georgia. No longer living in New York, but I am enjoying every moment that I am wherever I am, because wherever I am is where the truth is. All right. And remember, like Dr. Delbert Flair used to say, where there is no truth until you decide what truth is. All right. Again, big up to Anthony Muhammad. Got something coming up May the 13th. This is a big thing that they're doing May the 13th in Dallas, Texas. And of course, May the 5th, they're going to be at this big event called the Gathering of the Grandmasters. RSVP now, studymartialarts.com. That's right, okay? So make sure y'all tune into that. And I want to thank everybody for nominating me for the Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Awards, Forbidden Knowledge Conscious Award. If you still want to nominate more and you haven't done it, go to 954-245-0086. That's 954-245-0086. You can nominate me for an author, of course, for the books that I've had out, of course, doing what it's got to do to serve the community. Or you can nominate me for a podcast or influencer, whatever you want to nominate me for. But that right now, that's what's been nominated for an author award. So that's going to be powerful once I walk on that stage, because I plan on walking on that stage. But I'll also be doing the red carpet. So I'll be interviewing a lot of the nominees on the red carpet. So that's going to be good also. And remember, this coming May the 3rd. On May the 3rd, I will be speaking to Courtney Kane Sides, spiritual medium. Yes, can anyone tap into their spiritual guide? So we're going to be doing it right here on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And on May the 7th, if you are in Georgia, if you're in the west end of Georgia, and I'll be speaking on the importance of staying motivated with your numbers at Unity and Coffee Cafe, presented by the great Ascension Temple of Love with Tassili Ma'at and Tassili Raw. That's 640 Evans Street in Atlanta, Georgia. That's 640 Evans Street in Atlanta, Georgia. That's May the 7th on Sunday from 2 to 6 p.m. And I'll be up on at 4 o'clock. I'll be there by 4 o'clock speaking all the way till 6. I'm the closing speaker for that event. And it's going to be numerous amounts. You got my brother Akanen Bay is going to be there from the Moorish Science Temple. Also, I think Ayo Keisha is going to be there. Sacred Joy is going to be there. Atiba Omar is going to be there. Immortal Pat Yoga is going to be there. And Imor Ayo is going to be there. Soul Space and Reiki School, she's going to be teaching on that. And I will be closing it with the importance of staying motivated with your numbers, all right? Using your birthday and your name and how to motivate and use it, all right? Also, I'll be interviewing all these great people, including myself. I'll be interviewing myself also on Wednesday, May the 10th at 9 p.m. Aquarius Maximus will be with us. Lloyd Strayhorn, Nina Diamond, and Jackie Levine will be here with us. And don't forget, also, on May the 17th, we have Wednesday, May the 17th at 8 p.m. We got Adara Moselle, Can Practicing Tantra Save Our Relationships? We'll be talking about it right then, right here on King Simon Presents. And don't forget, on May the 21st, on Sunday, May the 21st, we'll be speaking with the one, the only Reiki master, inspirational speaker, and guide and educator, the one, the only Kerry Ann Ingram from out of Toronto. We want to see what Toronto is doing in Canada, what they doing out there, because they're helping people also, because this is a worldwide thing, family. And remember, Donnie Arcade, you've seen him on The Gap. You've seen him on Guardians of the Universe, Guardian of the Galaxy. He's been featured with Billy Carson. He's a well-known artist and respected artist, actor, producer, and now an author. I have his book. We're going to talk about his book and all that happening Wednesday, May the 24th, right here on King Simon Presents Only Quality People. And do support my brother Lloyd Strayhorn, Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, 800-581-4401. World-renowned astronumerologist and palmist. Book a session, purchase products, sign up for his newsletters, and get his courses, all right? And again, of course, Forbidden Knowledge, you know what we're doing, we know how we're doing, and we're doing it big. But don't forget the big 2023 Circle of Cosmic Conscious Retreat is happening from August the 17th to the 18th. Make sure you're out there to represent. And big up to Dr. Africa and his beautiful wife, the late, great Dr. Africa. If you want to learn the Dr. Africa method, please go to LailaAfrica.com. If you are in Delaware, Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware, please go to Drop Squad Kitchen. Hit up the Abundance Child and the whole family. Go to Drop Squad Kitchen. There's the number right there. Big up to my family, EPS Holistic Health and Wellness .site. Make sure you get the products from them. Order now. They got some great, especially for martial artists and out those people that do a lot of major workout. This body oil that's made with CBD is good for you, and it will help heal some of those muscle pains that you're going through, all right? And don't forget, if you are in Brooklyn, New York, Nicholas Cultural, hit them up at 718-858-4400. That's 718-858-4400. Big up to the one, the only Mystic Ivy _333. Hit her up if you want to get a tarot spread or get some spiritual advice. And if you want to travel with the historian himself, Baba Ashra Kwesi, and his beautiful wife, Mira Kwesi, hit him up at 214-371-0206 and tell him that King Simon sent you. And big up to my girl, Holistica Palace, the one, the only Dr. Shakira Moore. She was in the live today. Heal now, pay later. That's right. Heal now, pay later. Make sure you order her products, join her newsletter, and book an iridology session. And don't forget infinitemesmag.com. That's infinitemesmag.com, where spirituality and metaphysics are one. And if you want to bring your writing dreams to life, all you have to do is contact Susie Script at 914-361-9467. Tell her King Simon sent you. And if you want my guidance cards right now, the Numerovation guidance deck, all you have to do is pre-order by emailing me at numerovationgcards@gmail.com, numerovationgcards@gmail.com. And do remember, if you want to get any of my books, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And if you want to take any of my classes, whether you're going through Udemy or you want to take my 8-hour raw uncut cast, go to linktree/King Simon the Numerovator or text me at 347-496-1022. And if you want to book a session, my list is now into July, so please book now so you can be into July. I'll put you on the list. But if you want to interrupt my list, there's an extra cost. If you want to interrupt my list and get on the VIP list, all you have to do is text me your full name and date of birth at 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. Remember, the study of numbers or numerology is applied mathematics. Learn how to apply your numbers and they will guide you. This is not psychic, family. This is about using the patterns, cycles, and sequences of your birthday and your name to give you guidance, all right? Of course, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And like Dr. B. Serious would say, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, because no one is perfect in this realm. And we're going to close out with Dr. Delbert Blair's prayer right now. Also, big up to Dr. B. Serious, who's also been nominated for the Forbidden Knowledge Awards. He will be on there too. And we're going to ready to close out with Dr. Blair's prayer. And if you don't know who Dr. Blair is, you better Google him up and really study what he said back in the day before he transitioned. And if you do want to support his books and all of his legacy website, please go to this website right here. This is the website. That's Dr. Blair. Go to www.themetacenter2.com. That's www.themetacenter2. We're going to close out with the prayer, family. Let's close out with the prayer. Are you ready? I want to thank each and every one of you once again for tuning in. I want to thank, of course, GM Abdul Aziz, a.k.a. Anthony Muhammad, and GM Professor Bill. Thank you very much for coming on earlier. But we're going to close out with this prayer. Take a deep breath. Release. Take a deep breath. Release. Shirley, big up to Shirley St. Cloud. Thank you very much for tuning in, my sister. Take a deep breath. And here we go. Please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. One more time for the people in the back. Please, Universal Creator, know in our hearts that we love you. Please protect us and this planet on which we live now. Please open our minds, our spirit, and our souls to receive only truth and your love now. Let's give Dr. Blair a well-deserved round of applause. Family, thank you very much. I'm so glad we had this time together. Just to have a laugh and talk some knowledge, the kind of knowledge you will not find in any school or college. But it's time for us to say so long, goodbye, assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, Islam, shalom, all of that. Like Marcus Mosiah Garvey always said, one love, one aim, one destiny. Up, you mighty nation, you could accomplish what you will. Like Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad always used to say, regardless of land, label, or language, there's but one God. No matter what you call him, call him, call it, call the alien, whatever you call it, there's but one. And in the immortal words of the late, great Maya Angelou, she says, and still we rise. Family, thank you very much for tuning in and locking in. This has been your brother King Simon presents Only Quality People. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. I love you. I respect you. Peace.
Hi, I'm Lloyd Strayhorn, inviting you to heal with the numbers and cards in person at the Circle of Cosmic Consciousness Retreat in New Orleans. Go to stshealing.com to learn from the Masters, Aquarius Maximus, King Simon, Nina Diamond, Jazz Aphrodite, and myself. Don't forget, New Orleans, August 17th through the 20th at the Cosmic Consciousness Retreat. Register now at stshealing.com. That's stshealing.com. See you there.
All at once. Stepping off, rising block, first strike to the floating rib kidney. This is going to give you that effect. So even if the person is taller than you, for the most part, you cut them down to size because you're going to get that. The second strike is to the button. This is also, like I said, once again, to get the attention off of what it is that I'm trying to do. I'm opening up. Wrist, shoulder, slide in, elbow, break the balance, knee up and out. Let's count that in numbers. One more.
Hey, this is King Simon, the international numero beta. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon, the numero beta. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com, or Linktree at King Simon the Numero Beta. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numero Beta for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Or prosperous, righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.